Want to know what happens when you ask a question via tweet to one of your tech content creating mentors who's a big YouTuber and they actually respond by making a video directly to you? Well, you get a response. Let's get into it, y'all. This video. I've already seen this video, but I wanted to do kind of a response to it. This video, for those of you who don't know, this is Tech Deals. Tech Deals is a great YouTuber. He is one of my go-tos for learning about how computer parts work, components work, electronic components work. This is a video he did in response to one of my Twitter questions to him.
Today's question comes from Ramblin' Man. His name's appropriate. It's a long question.
I can't tell you how geeked out I was when I actually saw he answered this question. Let me tell you a story. A short story. Dude, like I said, I've been following this guy for the longest time. I've thought about asking his advice several times, and honestly, he's got other worries than to answer to, some minuscule streamer, right, and content creator. But when I saw this the first time on the other video that I just found, I was just like red faced and all this, not from embarrassment, but just from like pure joy, because he answered my question and it felt like he was talking straight to me, and I took the advice for what it's worth. I took the advice because I feel his advice has value and is worth listening to, because he's been doing this for so damn long. Anyway, let's continue.
Be here for more than a few minutes. Sit back, relax, grab your drink, because this is a multi-part question with multiple tweets with details. The man asks, I would love some advice from you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Considering maxing out my current build
Yep.
to a 5950X.
Yep.
I currently have a 5900X, an MSI.
All the stats are actually down below.
Trio,
All of what I have is down below
Hero X570, and
in the About tab
RAM.
under PC specs.
I don't.
I got 2 gold stars. He gave me 2 gold stars. Thanks, Tech. Thank you. Okay, I'll stop geeking out now.
Need to play the latest and greatest single-player RPG games at launch.
Okay, so everybody who uses Twitter, if you don't use Twitter, you've got to pretty much limit what you say. Like, what I wanted to actually say here was I don't need to play the latest, greatest RPG games. I will on occasion, but I don't need to. Like, I'm just as happy playing like 4 and 5-year-old games, right? And just catching up. Tech in one of the in the other video, he didn't know what any of the ADEM was, so he pronounced it, I think, wrong or whatever, RDM or something like that. It's ADEM, Tech. It's a Fandangle new app. It's a new bot program, essentially. That's what the ADEM is, in case you want to know. All right.
However, I do video edit in DaVinci Resolve. Heavy stream. Again, these are Rambling Man's words here. Heavy stream with a lot of background tasks running.
Yep.
My question is,
My CPU temp's running 70 degrees right now. That is warm.
would it be a justifiable buy at this point, or should I just stick with my current build and wait for AM5, AM6?
TLDR? No, it's not.
First of all, AM5's already out. You don't have to wait. It's been available for 7 months? 8 months? Go buy that now. Don't wait a minute longer.
Okay, so this was my fuck up, right? So I put it AM5. I can never keep the AM the Zens right. The AM straight, right? What I think I meant was AM6, AM7, right? The more accurate question would be, should I wait for the next generation after the current one? That's the thing. Should I wait for me AM6? That's what I was trying to get at.
At the current price, all right, let's TLDR this. The 5950X is the best available high-end buy. I know some people can argue the 3D, but not in this case. The 5950X is the best available AM4 chip. It's the best available AM4 chip that's ever going to exist.
Yep.
It will hold its value. Nothing else will.
See, that was my line of thinking on this. Like, if I'm gonna have the final AM4 build, why not have the max AM4 build? That's why I was thinking about doing the upgrade. Not because I needed it or anything. It's just like, because chances are I'm probably not going to be selling this build. Correction, I probably won't be making a profit off of this build. If I have a friend or a friend of a friend that wants a computer once I do another build and they need a decent computer, I may end up selling it to them for a decent price. I don't intend to like make a profit off. I was just wondering if it'd be worth it to go ahead and max out the system. Essentially what my question was. As you'll see, he tells me yeah, no.
If you've been watching current prices over the past year or so, what you'll notice is the 5700X,
Mhm.
5800X,
Mhm.
even the 5850X,
Mhm.
the 5800X 3D have dropped in price. The 5900X has dropped. You can now buy a Ryzen 9 5900X for around $300. I've seen it on sale for under $300. The 5950X is holding stubborn at $500.
Funny quick little note, about a week after I watched this video the first time, I went back and checked Newegg. This had shot back up to that $799 price point for like a couple days, which I thought was interesting.
It's the chip everybody wants to upgrade to with the platform. We saw this. We've basically seen this like all the times. Look at the price of an i9 9900K versus an i7 9700K. Look at an i7 7700K versus an i5 9400 or 90, a 7400 or a 7. It's been a long time. 7600. The point is, the best chip on any given socket, whatever the best somebody can upgrade to, is the chip that tends to hold its value, and the others tend to sink. Now, they all tend to sink over time, but that's where you're going to retain your value. At the time of recording, an i9 9900K still commanded at least $300. That chip's been out 5 years. It has not lost half its value in 5 years, where some of the lower end chips on that socket have. The point is, if you have not yet upgraded to the 5950X, the ship sale.
Fair enough.
You should have done that already. And the reason for that is a year or so ago, you could have gotten a lot more money for your 5900X. Now, if you sell your 5900X used on eBay, maybe you get $250 for it.
Again, my 5900X I would end up giving to a friend or someone who needs it. At the end of the day, this is a CPU that's been through streaming and multitasking, heavy RPG gaming. So I'm not going to even try to sell it for its max value because chances are you're not even going to get as much out of it as I have. So I'm not going to try and say, oh, this chip is selling for, $350 new. I want $350. No, that's just not going to work. I just don't believe in that.
Maybe you get $275 if you're really lucky. Fees, shipping, hassle, risk. What are you really going to net? $225? You're going to go pay $500 for the new chip. You're looking at anywhere between $250 and $300 to upgrade. What does that upgrade get you? It gets you 4 more cores.
Mm-hmm.
No more clock speed. I mean, technically, according to the specs, that's 100 megahertz faster.
Well, I'm not overclocking, so I mean, same clock speed.
Same instructions per clock, same level 3 cache. It's not going to impress you. You're going to put it in, and you're going to use it, and you're going to go, well, that was worth $500.
See, this was exactly my line of thinking. What I was thinking would be the case, and then getting tech's advice just pretty much sealed the deal for me about, okay, I was right in assuming that it wouldn't really be worth in the end. It would just be a nice, hey, yeah, I did it, I maxed it out, but it's not really going to do anything different.
No, it wasn't. If you're going to buy the top end chip, buy the top end chip when it launches.
Which is what I'll probably do with AM6.
You've owned that 5900X for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Those chips came out in 2020, so they've been out for quite a few years now.
Mm-hmm.
If you bought it back then, you certainly paid more money for it, and the 5950X was even more.
Mm-hmm.
5950X was probably $650, maybe even closer to $700. There was a shortage on them for a while. Let's say it was $650 back then, and you paid $450 for your 5900X. Well, $650 minus $450 is $200. It's actually more expensive today to make the move than if you had just spent the $650 back then to do it. Now, your use case may have changed.
Yep.
Maybe you weren't streaming. Maybe you weren't video editing back then. That's good. Times change, years change, I get it. But
in the other video, he asked, he's like, well, why didn't you already get the 5950? So my thing with that is, when I bought the 5900X, the 5950X was out of stock. And it had been out of stock for a month at that point. And I was just like, the board I wanted was in stock. The cooler I wanted was in stock. The only thing holding me back from doing the order was the processor. And I was just like, okay, the 5900's in stock, and it's like, I think it was, I had like a 5% off on it. So I was just like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to go with the 5900X, 12 cores, whatever. And luckily I did, because the 5950X didn't come back in stock that I saw for another month. So that's why I went with the 5900X initially.
Not just a ramble man. Don't do small incremental changes. When you upgrade, upgrade.
And yes, I ended up upgrading from a 3700X to a 5900X. I went from a Asus Tough Gaming non-Wi-Fi board to a Dark Hero board X570 and a 12-core Zen 4 a 5900X. I think I got a pretty decent WoW upgrade.
Do a big enough upgrade that it's a wow experience, and you go, man, I just spent all this money. Let me turn my computer.
Wow.
Wow. Now that's faster. Okay, click open. This thing's fast.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna spend a bunch of money, do you not want that?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, this is faster than my old laptop.
Mm-hmm.
This is faster than my old desktop. Upgrade to the most you can possibly afford, and then keep it for as long as possible. Having said that, I would normally recommend that anyone with a Ryzen 9 5900X keep it. It's a great board.
I'm going to play this again. Pay attention to this, ladies and gentlemen, just in case you have anywhere close to what I have.
That anyone, having said that, I would normally recommend that anyone with a Ryzen 9 5900X keep it. It's a great CPU. It absolutely is not obsolete in any way, shape, or form for most users. You might be the exception. To everybody else watching this, if you have a Ryzen 9 5900X and you casually stream
Mm-hmm.
for fun,
Mm-hmm.
you don't really do a lot of content creation, or you do very, very light content creation just on the side, not necessarily for a living.
Which is essentially what I've relegated myself to in the past 6 months to a year. I mean, when I was first initially did this upgrade, I was doing heavy content creation. Now I'm just kind of just gaming and streaming. So my use case has changed a little bit. So essentially, I'm taking this advice right here.
Games, run some programs, and your computer's just sort of there. Good Lord, you have several very comfortable years with a Ryzen 9 5900X in front of you. You don't need to change a thing. You might even be able to skip AM5 and wait for AM6. And the reason I preface this is because this statement is to Rambling Man and anybody else who fits his criteria. The i9 13900K and the Ryzen 9 7950X 3D were made for you. You are the person who fits that profile to a T. You're the person who will turn on a 9900K.
A 9900K.
And you will go, that is a noticeable improvement. It really is.
I want to get through this real quick. I want to give my thoughts at the end.
You probably should have bought those when they launched, because the 13900K is halfway through its service, through its initial launch life.
Fair enough.
The 14900K is not that far away at this point. 6 months. So you might wait for that at this point. Now AM6 isn't coming anytime soon. AM6 probably is not coming before 2026 or 2027. If you want to stay with AMD and go that route, just go ahead.
I probably will stay in.
No point in waiting. If you go that route, 7950X. If you don't play AAA games, you actually say that there. You don't play
Mm-hmm.
the latest AAA games. Give
Yep,
me
I did cover that.
7950X non-premium shipping. It's currently $550. It's almost the same price.
Yep.
Get a 7950X. And then when Zen 5 comes out, buy the 8950. And when Zen 6 comes out, buy the 95, whatever they call it. They're going to run out of numbers here pretty soon.
I mean, they're Not really. I mean, you got Intel going with 10500. Why can't AMD go when they get to the 9050? The next one be like the 10-50 or the 11-50. I don't think they can run out of numbers. Not anytime soon anyway, because those numbers are infinite.
Hopefully that is helpful and useful for you. If you do ever see this, leave a comment down below and let us know what you do.
Well, I have seen it multiple times. So, a couple things here. Tech's got great advice. I mean, I love his advice to me. He talked to me like in equals. I was in no way looking to doing a side grade, as I would like to call it. Honestly, I want to say, Tech, thank you very much for answering my question. Thank you very much for taking the time. I know you're busy with what you do in Texas, so thank you very much. I'm very happy with my AM4 build right now, but you pretty much confirmed what I was already thinking, is that it's not going to be any there's not going to be really that much difference between the 12 and the 16 core, so it'd just be an extra $500 that I shouldn't spend. Now, I did look into doing a AM5 build. It's going to be pricey for me currently because I've just switched jobs and I've got a couple things to pay out before I can even do that. What I have decided is I'm going to wait for AM6 because currently, right now, with the current AM5 boards, I'm kind of skeptical of how good they're going to be long term, and I kind of want to wait for AM6 to launch and see how X670 platform is upgraded the next generation, or how it's improved over the next year or two. My fear is I buy one of these X670 boards today, and then with the idea of being able to drop, AM5, AM6, AM7, and then they come out with a better board that does a lot more of what I need and what I'd like to have in a PC, and then I've got to buy another motherboard at that point anyway. So I think if I wait for AM6 and wait to see what motherboards come out during that launch, I think I'd have a better build opportunity than just going ahead and building an AM5 now with the hope of being able to drop subsequent processors into a initial Zen 5 motherboard. That's my thinking. But I do appreciate your help. I do appreciate your advice. You are awesome, sir. Keep up the great work, Tech. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Future Ram here. Just to outro this video, very simply, the link for Tech Deals will be in the description box below. Please go check out the full video and go check out Tech Deals' full channel. He's an amazing YouTuber. He's an amazing content creator. Go follow his links. Go support him if you like what he does. Also, check out my links below as well. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much. You are amazing for watching to the end. Until next time, y'all, happy viewing and have a good one.